Hey everybody, it's Hussein Kabani, your favorite broker. A question I get a lot from potential clients is they actually own a property right now, and for whatever reason, they want to up their property. So they have a growing family, maybe they bought their first condo and want to try to get into a townhouse, or maybe they have a townhouse and they want to try to get into a detached property. The question really comes up is that should I do it now or should I wait until the market comes up? And should I list first or should I buy first? Well, I'm going to address the first question, which is around should I do it now or should I do it later? Honestly, I really don't think it makes too much of a difference when you're a move-up buyer, because at the end of the day, you're going to be just trading your dollars, okay? Your net value will likely end up staying the same, and you might end up paying a little bit more at the end of the day if you're upgrading anyways, because the value of the property is going to be higher. But if your property goes up, then the other property is going to go up at the same time. So I don't think it's going to be too much about like waiting for the market to go up, because if you're waiting for the market to go up, the house that you want is likely going to go up at the same time. And that house is probably going to appreciate at a higher percentage or dollar wise at the same percentage if you're also looking to move up. So I don't think that timing necessarily has to do with it. It has to do with other market conditions at the same time. But if I wouldn't be waiting for the market to pick up, because you're going to pay more at the same time. So since that's out of the way now, the bigger question is that should I list my property for sale first or should I buy a property first? Now, generally, I would say in this market right now, we're January 2025, I would say more than likely it makes sense for you to list your property for sale first. Before doing that, I would want to have a good sense of what you're going to be looking to buy. I mean, if it's some kind of a unicorn, whereas, you know, you want a detached house backing onto Lake Ontario for $500,000, then, you know, maybe you shouldn't be selling your house right away. But like, you know, if we look generally in the market and say you own a condo right now that's 2 bedrooms in Scarborough, and you're looking at saying, hey, I want to buy a townhouse or a semi in Pickering, and, you know, my expectation is to pay somewhere between 900 and, you know, $1,050,000, then I think that, you know, you have a very good odds, because the inventory is going to be a lot over there and probably your condo is not going to move as quickly. So I would say probably get that property on the market. So when we go to do something like this, I just kind of explain our process to you very quickly, which would be is that likely, like I said, that we would probably list your property for sale first before we would buy a property. So when we go through our process of setting up your property for sale, likely we're going to have you guys do some decluttering, probably do some staging, get our pictures taken, go on the market. And while we're on the market, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at listings that come to the market that you would actually be interested in purchasing. So what we would do is when we have your property on the market, we would gauge the feedback that we're actually getting for it. And we would try to determine, is this property going to sell now? Are we getting closer to selling it? Are we closer to getting an offer? So once we get closer to that time, what I would say is that at that time, we would already kind of have a couple of houses that we've narrowed down that we would be chasing. So once we do get that offer and accepted, then we would start to get serious about making an offer on the other property. So I would want to tie these things together. I wouldn't really want to have a gap if you're a move-up buyer, because the market could change. And sometimes when the market changes, it changes pretty quickly. So if we're going to be doing a transaction here on selling your property, I would say, you know, within the next couple of weeks, I would want to make sure that we have secured something at the same time. So if it doesn't happen right away, it's okay as long as we have a good idea of where we're going, but I would want to tie the 2 transactions up together pretty nicely. So more than likely the situation is that you're probably going to want to list the property, gauge the feedback that you're getting, and keep an eye on what you want to buy. And as you're getting closer to the sale of your property, then possibly start to pull a trigger on the property that you want to purchase, and likely having a condition in there to make sure that yours sells through before you finally commit to purchasing the new property that you'd like to get. This could be different. And it could be different, like I said earlier, kind of joking about having a detached property backing onto Lake Ontario for 500 grand. But we do run across clients that say, hey, listen, you know, I actually need 5 bedrooms and I needed to be in this location and whatever else like that. So those are not as rare as the property I was joking about, but like they still could be a rare property to come up with, okay? So in that case, what you may end up doing is that you might just say, hey, listen, my market value for my property is X. And, you know, I'm going to kind of not lowball it, but I'm going to have a conservative estimate of what my property is. And I know I can't go lower than that on this property, okay? And then maybe you're going to go forward and purchase your property. But at the same time, what you're going to do is the property that you own, you're already going to have it more or less ready to go before you purchase the next property. So when you find that exact property that you really, really like, you could pull the trigger on that property, and then your property is going to be ready to go to the market market and you have a realistic expectation of what you can get. It's not to say that we're going to try to get the lowest price possible just to get it to move, but I want to do that estimate in a very conservative manner, just in case if we can obtain the highest possible price for this property at that time because of whatever's happening in the market, that you haven't over purchased the property and you're not going to have a problem transitioning and you're still comfortable with the financials. So that's more of a rare type of situation. More or less, like I said, we're going to go ahead and list your property and get closer to selling it and then do a purchase at the same time. Now, this is general advice throughout the GTA, but different pockets can behave differently. So if we're talking about Pickering, likely the scenario I told you is going to play out. If we're talking about Mimico and a detached property, that situation would be completely different. So if you guys are thinking about doing something like this, easiest thing you can do is click the link below. Let's set up a 10-15 minute call. We'll figure out where your property is at. We'll do a little bit of market stats on it, and I can give you my opinion based on what your property is, if I think that you should be selling it first or you should be buying first. I hope this information helps you guys. Let me know your comments below. If you guys have gone through this transition already, how did it work out for you? Did you guys decide to buy first? Did you decide to sell first? And did that process work out for you? So any comments that you guys have with that would be great for me to understand and for all of our viewers to kind of read through your experience as well. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. So please like it, subscribe, because we have awesome content. I say that every video, but I think we do have actually awesome content, and share this with a friend. Until next time, guys, remember one thing: get Cabani, get sold.
Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold. Sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it, sold.